ready to go with our guests?
It looks like we are. Looks like we are, Stan. Yeah.
Looks like Luke Jackson is with us. Luke?
Hey, what's up?
You look a little rough in the morning.
Oh, no, it's all right.
I'm kidding. How you doing, Luke Jackson?
I'm good. We had a tough softball doubleheader last night. Lost both games. I can't hit. It's just I'm not doing great right now.
Really? You're kind of like the Orioles?
Yes.
Who are you like?
Cowser, maybe?
Like Ryan Mountcastle?
No.
Ryan Mountcastle?
No.
Ryan Mountcastle's not even playing.
Jeremiah Jackson when he's
there
cold.
You go. There you go. Perfect. That's a perfect. Because I'm slow too.
My base. Since we're talking about my baseball team, we won yesterday. We picked up a big win. We won 7. We won 7-5. Yeah.
What's your comp?
My comp is probably Nick Markakis.
Really?
Corner outfielder, left-handed, obviously.
Reliable,
not
plays
yet.
every single day. You know.
Yeah.
The guy that his teammates look toward. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm a leader on the team.
Kind of like on Glenn Clark Radio, everyone looks toward you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Luke, I made mention to Griffin that Griffo Farrell, not exactly a great prospect. Did you see him much at Aberdeen?
I saw him plenty at Aberdeen.
And
my reaction was similar to yours, that I was surprised that he was the 32nd overall pick.
I was wrong.
And he's just not particularly physical. He's listed at 6'1", 195. I don't know if he's even 6'1". There's not much power there. He's got good feel defensively, but he can't hit his way out of a wet paper bag.
Is he a nice guy, though?
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What about Virginia alums, Griffin? Are they usually nice guys?
They have been. We've had Ethan Anderson on the show a few times, and he's been very pleasant to talk to. He's got a good sense of humor. Yeah.
There you go.
Now, did you see Ethan Anderson catch at Aberdeen?
I didn't see him catch much at Aberdeen.
Okay.
Honestly.
Because he seems to have one little tiny problem.
Maybe he was nervous because Stan was in the stands.
They stole 2 or 3 bases off him. Each time they stole a base, he bobbled the exchange.
Well, that's a problem for a catcher.
Do you think? I just wanted to confirm that with you.
Right. Well,
it's a problem for a catcher.
You know what? I might have not seen him catch at all, or maybe once in Aberdeen, because he was hurt a good bit last year, and he was playing a lot of first base as well, DHing a lot. Yeah. He's got a pretty left-handed swing.
Yeah, he's 11 homers, 26 RBIs, and 360 on base.
Pretty physical guy, and I think he can hit a little bit. I don't know where he's going to play if he can't catch, because he's not going to have the bat, I don't think, to be like a first base DH type.
Right.
So he's going to have to figure out how to catch, and what you're telling me is that he's a long way off from that.
Well, it looked on one game it looked that way. Did you see either Anderson de los Santos or Willie Vasquez play at all last year?
I'm sure I did. I can't remember exactly what I thought of them at this point.
Both of them had nice nights the other night. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like Thomas Sosa is on that Chesapeake roster.
Aaron Estrada, right?
I saw a lot of both of those guys. Like Thomas Sosa is like a big dude. He can really run. Looks great coming off the bus. But the production the past couple of years hasn't really matched the tools. Yeah, he's probably one of the most tooled up guys in the entire system.
Okay.
But the production just hasn't been there quite yet. And then the other guy was Aaron Estrada, who is a little guy. He's like a 5'9" second baseman. Second base has been
listed at 5'11".
He's got 10 homers and 30 RBIs.
I would be surprised if he's actually 5'11". From what I saw in Aberdeen, he looked more like a 5'9" guy. But he can hit.
I measure him. He's 5'9.5".
There you go.
Yeah.
He might be.
Thank you, Stan.
Luke, we're talking about Chesapeake Bay Sox because I went out the other night. We're going to talk to Andre Magaro, the play-by-play voice of the Bay Sox. But let's turn to the Orioles in the time we have. We deemed this on our show with Ross the other day. It was a very kind of critical West Coast trip, 9 games. And it's just more of the same, so far through 3 games.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it was really heartening to see Bradish pitch the way he's capable of pitching. I thought he was outstanding on Wednesday, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
just as if you're a Mariner fan, it was fun to watch Logan Gilbert on Friday or Brian Wu on Tuesday or Brian Wu yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle has some outstanding arms in their rotation, and they've got some enormous arms to lock down games that they're ahead late as well. And you could tell, like with Brian Wu yesterday, I didn't watch the entire game because, again, I had to get to softball. But you could tell how effective he is when he can pitch from in front. And Logan Gilbert, I thought, was outstanding on Tuesday because he was dotting 96, 97, 98 with great extension wherever he wanted. So you could tell why the Mariners the last few years have been so competitive in that division. Their starting pitching gives them a chance to win every game. Sometimes the offense comes and goes, but typical of a baseball season, as soon as they get Cal Raleigh back, Julio Rodriguez is now banked.
Yeah.
So, and didn't someone else they got back JP Crawford. So that'll be helpful for them. And now he's playing third. He's a little short on range, I guess, for shortstop at this point of his career, but he's plenty fine at third, it seems.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You know, from doing the show with me and editing my columns and so on and so forth, not a big fan of Mike Elias's pitching strategy.
Right.
And yet I turn around and seriously, when you have failures in the draft in the first round, like Griff O'Farrell, Heston Kjerstad,
right.
Vance Honeycutt,
Uh-huh.
and a couple others, and yet we turn around and we're facing a draft in 3 weeks, or 3 to 4 weeks, and there's no talk at all of the Orioles drafting, and they've got the 7th pick overall, of taking a chance on a pitcher. Does that surprise you that Elias seems so hell-bent on quadruple downing on his philosophy, which has left the team, in my opinion, scuffling for pitching every single year?
I will say this in fairness to Elias, he actually has taken some arms early in recent drafts.
Well,
Zerwa last year, who looks great.
Yeah.
JT Quinn last year, who looks great. And they took a little bit of a gamble on Quinn because he started his career at Ole Miss, wasn't good, went to Georgia mostly as a reliever, was pretty good. Now they've transitioned him to a full-time starter. He's been great this year. And then Jackson Beaumont.
He's pitching at Frederick, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They actually had him on the show on Glenn Clark Radio recently.
Yep.
So check that out. Griffin can tell you all about that. So they have taken some arms earlier than they have, early in the time here.
Is there anybody that you read so far this year when you look at the board, Jackson Flora or a couple of the other top-rated pitchers? Do you see anybody that's enticing to you to take it number one?
Oh, I don't know about that. But in terms of their overarching philosophy of not taking pitchers with their top pick, Griffin, are they so far down the road on this philosophy that it would be silly to divert from it now, even though that they have had some misses in the first round with the hitters that they've taken?
I left off Bradfield. I mean, Bradfield's far from.
Well, I told you about
Yeah.
Enrique. Nice kid. But I told you about him a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be silly to veer off of that and start and target a really high end arm. I think the problem is, as Stan kind of said, this draft isn't necessarily there's no Paul Skeens obviously in this draft.
Right.
Like there's no really massive power arm that's blowing anybody away.
There's
so
no
it just doesn't
Jacob
seem.
Mizorowski.
No, there's no Mizorowski, even though he was he was late in the or not late.
They didn't
but
get a
he
whole
was
lot of
low.
lottery luck either. They
Yeah.
got the 7th pick, and they could have gotten better, but they got 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
I would be shocked if they took an arm just because there's really none that are banging down the door to be drafted in the
The mock drafts that I've read, none of them have them taking a pitcher, as
Yeah,
Stan
none.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Uh,
Burgess seems to be the consensus that they're going to end up with an outfielder.
Now, I've seen like a college outfielder, as you mentioned. I've also seen a high school infielder.
Right.
Maybe it's because of the way Ben McDonald's talking about him, but I like this kid Owen Hall from North Carolina. I don't know how high he's going to go, but Ben McDonald loves him, so I kind of like him.
Is he an
Yeah.
outfielder?
I think he's an infielder.
Infielder.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last first rounder from North Carolina has not worked out.
That's
great.
true. That is true. So maybe don't.
That was Honeycutt, correct?
Yes.
Actually, is an outfielder. Hall is an outfielder.
Okay. All right.
It's funny. I saw Honeycutt a bunch last year, and if you catch him on the right day, you can actually see all the tools that they saw while he was at North Carolina. You just can't hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That is not good.
It's a little bit of a problem for a number one pick. Yeah. All right. So, do you see any positives out there for the Orioles right now?
Well, off the top of my head, Bradish's start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was a big positive. I mean, that looked like pre-surgery Bradish.
Yep.
And if they can get that more consistently throughout and I don't know if they will. I mean, the first full season off of Tommy John surgery is a little bit of a roller coaster. I mean, you can ask Shane Boz about that last year when he was at Tampa Bay. A little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But if they can get that version of Bradish consistently, that's a big help to them. I thought Boz settled down last year. After the first inning yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he looked fine. Yeah.
And I think he's been, for the most part, after the rough start to the season, I think he's been fine. And they paid him like 5 years, $68 million. That's $13 million a year, roughly. That's what a number 4 starter gets on the free agent market.
Yep.
They're paying him like a 3-4, and so far he's performed like a number 4 starter, and that's what it costs. Otherwise, I
what
think
about Brennan Young? Are you think we can buy? Can we buy into this? Yeah,
he's been a fantastic story. I don't want to tell you whether you should buy into it or not. I mean, but this is a kid they signed as an undrafted free agent for $20,000, and they're 9-2 in his starts this year.
Yeah,
I mean, and I love the story of like a kid like him getting punched in the face his first go around in the major leagues and then bouncing back the way he has. And he's gotten himself better. He's improved.
Yeah.
His stuff is a little better for me across the board from last year. So
cover story worthy next spring.
I don't know if it's quite cover story.
I mean, if he continues this for
I
another 2 months,
I was going to bring this up in a future editorial meeting, but I was thinking like a cover story on Griffin.
Oh, wow.
The producer
Griffin O'Farrell. Griff O'Farrell.
Oh, okay.
You were talking
Griffin
about
Bass.
you were talking
Griffin
about
Bass,
Griffin
everybody.
Bass.
I don't know how much either of
he
those
brings some class.
would sell. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What was that? What was that headline you had? Bass has class. Class for Bass.
Yeah,
well,
that
that's
was,
not me. That's Chris Eric who wrote the
Yeah.
song. He says Griffin Bass will bring some class.
Yeah.
That's a great
headline.
Thank
Great headline.
He brings some
Luke,
class.
where are you at on? Obviously, Glenn and I have been talking about it in depth all week. It's the Adley Rutschman trade conversation. Is it? I mean, do we obviously keep citing Manny Machado from a decade ago, or not quite a decade ago, but almost a decade ago, and getting Yasniel Diaz out of that. They did get Dean Kramer, I guess, but he wasn't supposed to be the
they
prize.
Got Ryland Bannon in that deal too.
There's a good one.
They got 5 guys.
Well, I tell you what, if you talk to Buck Showalter, he knew that Dean Kramer was the only guy they got in that deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten a lot of cheap innings out of Dean Kramer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so that's not nothing.
I mean, he's got a spot in the rotation whenever he comes back. So
Yes,
I mean,
he does.
Yeah.
The interesting thing would be to know what we would have gotten had we dealt Machado exactly a year before, and I have to believe the return would have been more substantial. Than
I
Yasniel
bet if you
Diaz.
talk to Dan, he'll tell you that what he was roughly looking for if they dealt him at that time. Maybe they weren't looking at that at all, so he doesn't know. But I mean, they almost dealt Britton. I mean, they were very close to dealing Britton
to Houston, right?
to Houston. I forget what they exactly was going to come back.
Weren't we getting back Fisher, Derek Fisher,
I guess he won a World
leadoff
Series,
hitter
right?
that
Yeah.
never?
And it was wasn't it Colin Moran?
Oh yeah, I think it might have been. Moran.
And I don't know if the package would have ended up being anything. But anyway, the Adley Rutschman trade conversation. Let me ask you this, Griffin, since you asked me.
Okay.
Uh,
It's not how this works.
So I assume that if they miss any games next year, meaning the players in a work stoppage, that the players will end up getting the service time for that missed time, because that's what happened during the COVID season. They played 60 games. They got a full year of service. So say they only play, I do think they'll play a full season next year, but let's say they play
110 games.
They play 110 games. They get like the full year of service. And so, and the trade deadline might be only like 50 games into that season, and so you might, if you keep Adley Rutschman through the offseason, you might only have like 50 games more before you have to make a decision on him, right?
Right.
And so does that impact your thinking at all?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
About maybe wanting to do this now
I think it probably should. I mean, man, I don't want to, because we had Eric Arditi on yesterday, and he's like, I mean, I want the team to win. I want to root, even if they are sneaking in as the third wild card this year. Like, it is more fun when the team is playing well, and it's hard to not just inherently root for the team. But I mean, yeah, when you look ahead, and if there is a season next year, if it's a truncated season, then what's the point? Like, they'd also have to probably they'd have to make more moves than they even made this past offseason in order for next season to make it feel
next
like
season,
it's worth it to keep Adley. Like,
so if they bring back pretty much the same core group,
right,
they would need to again make over the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get 2 or 3 more starters, which is something that they need every offseason now because they don't have a pipeline of pitching, as Stan has mentioned and written plenty of times. And then they would also need to make over the outfield as well because they've been operating.
Well, Leody Taveras.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what? I was editing Stan's column and I learned that they actually have Leody under team control for 1 more year. He has 1 more year of arbitration.
So hold Adley then. Yeah, we're holding Adley.
So there you go. But they haven't really had a regular center fielder this year. Leody has played the most in center field, but he's a little soft defensively for me for that position.
But let me circle back to Griffin's question, though.
Yeah,
about
I know.
Rutschman.
I just went far afield.
What do you think? What do you think that it would cost? In other words, do you think the club and Rutschman are in the same zip code when it comes to his value? Say a 3-year,
I'm going to guess that
$57 million contract.
If they haven't extended him at this point, then they're probably not in the same zip code,
right?
And maybe it got to a point where maybe they would have had a chance to extend him while John was still running the club,
right?
And they weren't able to get it done then. And then once you get to this point and he gets over the hump of his slump, his prolonged slump,
right.
And now at this point he wants to test his value on the open market,
which he should. I mean, yeah,
and which is completely
he's earned it,
right. He's earned it, and I think he would be hitting free agency at 29 and playing his first season on a new contract at age 30. If I'm not mistaken,
he's a free agent after this season, correct?
No, after next season.
After next season, okay.
So,
what do you think he is worth
in a trade?
So Joe Mauer got 8 years, 184. That was in 2010, though, obviously. So,
what did Cal Raleigh get?
He got about
5 years,
110 million, something like that for 5 years.
I'm guessing that, like, right now, the Orioles
6 years, 105 was Raleigh last year.
6 years, 105.
So I would think that Adley would want more than that.
Yeah.
Because I think Cal signed that with 2 years left before hitting free agency. Yeah, I think he actually fired Boris so he could sign that deal. But with Adley, he's a year and a half away. I think he would be looking for north of what Cal got.
He's 28 right now. So
I guess there's a couple things going on here. You would have to consider, like, how much is too much to invest in the catcher position? And that's obviously a position where one foul tip can change the trajectory of a catcher's career. Like, how deep do you want to go into that? That's number one. Number two, is Samuel Basallo just like a 2 game a week kind of catcher moving forward? I think that's probably what he is. Or do they view him in the future as being more of a 4 to 5 game a week? I don't think that's necessarily realistic with how big he might get, but hey, that's just me. The other thing is, like, do you still believe in this core to the degree that you want to buy into it like a player's 30s? Because I think it's fair to say at this point that it's not the biggest issue, but over the past few years, really, that Gunnar and Adley as the 1-2 is a little bit soft. Is a little bit soft of a top 2 if you're trying to build a first division team. What I also would say is that that's not the biggest problem on the club. Like those two have been underwhelming over the past couple of years. However, the biggest problem on the club is that they've been like bottom 5 in runs allowed the past couple of years, right? Like that's the biggest problem. Like those two guys, even if they've been underwhelming, are not the biggest problem. And so, and generally speaking, I'm talking in circles here. I'm sorry. Like it's probably good to be in the business of retaining good players. How long do you want to keep Adley around? Do you really want to keep him deep into his 30s? Like, I don't know. I don't know the answers to any of these questions. And maybe ahead of the deadline, say this West Coast trip doesn't go well, and it's obvious ahead of the deadline that the best thing to do is explore trades for guys on your own roster, whether they be expiring contracts or expiring after next year. You have to, unfortunately, decisions are afoot.
Yeah.
It's just that's just the way that's just the way this is playing out. And it's unfortunate, but hey, it's life.
All right. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to take our first break of the show. Luke, thank you. Enjoy your vacay. And
where are you going, Luke?
Going down the ocean, Juan.
Down the ocean. That's his yearly thing.
All right. Have fun.
Down the ocean. Have fun. You going to Shorebirds game?
They're out of town.
Ah.
So
can't you travel? Can't you travel?
It's poor planning on your part.
It's a good question. Like, where are they? Griffin might know better than me. The Shorebirds have this kid that they just called up from the Orioles. Just called up from FCL. His name is like Low Ray or something. Like he's got a funny name. And he's like killing it there. He's like 19 or 20 years old. Anyway,
what position?
I have no idea.
Shortstop Jaden Lowry.
That's him. That's him.
Yeah.
That's not the guy we got for Kittredge.
No, he was the 154th pick in the draft last year.
Okay.
They had a really nice draft last year.
Yeah.
The early returns on the draft last year have been very, very good.
He's a young kid, 18 or just turned 19.
All right, Luke. Have a great trip. We'll talk to you when you get back. All right.
All right.
Thank you for coming on.